Good morning everybody and welcome back to another video. Now the biggest thing that I want to try and make this video today is under 10 minutes long, so I'm going to do my best. I'm going to give you as much value as possible. I hope you guys can take something from it. This video is going to be surrounded and regarding by my main tips that I've got, and obviously what you can do within the 8 exercises that I'm going to show you guys today to build your big massive guns. Of course, like what I've done over the past kind of 8 years now is incorporated multiple arm days, multiple arm exercises, multiple movement patterns, multiple tempos, multiple rep ranges, multiple angles. I've literally hit my biceps and triceps from all angles, all areas whatsoever you could think, and I always get asked what I can do or what you could do to help build your arms, or what you should do or what you shouldn't be doing. And there's so many things and so many wrong things that you hear nowadays, and to be fair, the biggest goal is just making sure that you can hit them from all angles, hit them as heavy as you can, hit them as light as I can. But like I said, not going to ramble on. I'm going to voice over the whole session that I'm going to do tonight, because of course this is my active rest day. It's Friday, we're just going to be in for arms tonight, so it's nice and easy. But 4 for biceps, 4 for triceps. One last thing that I want to show you guys is this right here is my Unrivaled AGF brand new flavour of peanut salted caramel, as you will be able to see right there. Now the thing with this is, right, I have been able to run this for around a week now. Now I wasn't in any sort of hesitation, but I didn't know if it was going to take over my carrot cake flavour within my oats and obviously my shake later on in the night. But it's well and truly done that, and to be fair, the new flavours of the AGF are just exceptionally good, and they're just, I'm still baffled on how it's protein. So once again guys, if you're in the position to do so, then please drop a comment down below. If you have already got a flavour, what's your favourite flavour? Again, I'll drop the link in the description box below for you guys to shoot over to the Unrivaled's website. Check it out, pick them up. The new 3 flavours that they have introduced are strawberry shortcake, coconut marshmallow, and the salted peanut caramel, or the peanut salted caramel. But honestly, exceptional. It's took over carrot cake. I'm just waffling now. This video is going to be under 10 minutes, trust me. I hope you guys do enjoy it, and I hope you guys can take some value from it. And please, of course, do not forget to drop the video a like for me, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's get on with arms. So guys, as promised, we are in for arms tonight. Now, as you'll see on exercise number 1, what we are starting off with is the compound of all compounds, the close grip tricep press. Now, you'll see me doing this on the Cybex Smith tonight purely just because I feel a lot more locked in whenever I do it on a Smith machine over doing it with a free weight barbell. What I do find is whenever I do perform it on a free weight barbell, my elbows just get that opportunity to flare out a little bit more, and then what I find is I'm pretty much just essentially pressing up with my shoulders and my chest more than anything, and not really staying on the triceps, which I find that if I can stay on a Smith machine, even when I do fatigue a little bit and my elbows do start to flare out just a tiny bit, I can still very much stay locked in and obviously keep the tension on my triceps more than anything else, and I can feel it a lot more. So what I done here was I done 3 working sets and then finished off in a drop set. So that's one thing you will find as well with tonight's session is it's not top and back off set approaches. It's more so straight sets up the way, and then I will just finish on to drop sets and rest pause sets. Moving on to exercise number 2, again, this is essentially just your second main compound of my arm session, which is my weighted dips. Again, is something that you're never really going to see somebody with huge arms not be able to perform a dip variation, or a weighted dip variation for that matter. So here was my top end set on 3 plates, and this is once again an exercise that I would never not have in my arm days, especially just purely down to the fact of, because I know it's a very big compound, and it's definitely something that I've kept in over the course of the years, especially throughout my training. Even if it's not in a specific arm day, I will maybe implement it into a chest day, because although you can actually just directly hit your chest or your triceps on the move, you will be able to kind of incorporate a little bit more of either the chest or the triceps, depending on how you perform the movement. But this is one of my most favourite exercises all time, especially for overall arm development as a whole, with regards to size and obviously detail, and making sure that obviously my triceps are growing, and just being able to actually perform something like this to the ability that you can, like, regardless, obviously you can see me doing 3 plates, but you don't necessarily need to do 3 plates. If you can even just do a 10 or a plate, a weighted tricep dip is something that you should most definitely have in your arm workout. Now, exercise number 3 here, so again, I'm just moving through the triceps before the biceps. We're on to dumbbell skull crushers. Once again, this is an exercise that is relatively hard to connect with in terms of just making sure that your execution is correct. But what I do find is I don't like my elbows to be super tight in, because if they're super tight, then I don't really get the range of motion that I would like to stretch out the tricep in the lengthened range. Just making sure that if I can keep my elbows not flared, but essentially just at a kind of angle, it means that I can contract a lot harder and I can take a lot from dumbbell skull crushers. And once again, it's a tricep exercise that I've kept in throughout a long time, and obviously I perform it with both dumbbells and of course an EZ bar. So obviously again, grip variations allow me to connect a lot nicer. Now moving on here, we have got barbell curls again, the compound of all compounds for your biceps, an exercise that I just don't feel should be missed out on completely, whether it be in an arm day, whether it be in a chest session, shoulder session, back session, whenever you're incorporating biceps into your workouts. I genuinely just don't think it should be a movement that is skipped out on. And I mean, you can perform obviously EZ bar curls, in which will allow for different grip variations and different handles, but aside of that, a good old barbell curl definitely can't be beaten at all. Now moving on from here, we are just rapidly going through this because like I said, we're keeping this video under 10 minutes and I want you guys to be able to take as much from it as possible. This is the prime tricep push down machine, so you don't necessarily need to be using a prime push down machine. If you've just got a push down machine in general that again you can connect very well with, and it's got a similar setup to the prime piece of kit, it's just because I've got access to this and I do find this one of the best dip machines that I've ever used in my whole entire life. I am a fan of the hammer strength plate loaded one, which is another very nice piece of kit, but aside of this, because I've got access to this full time, it's a piece of equipment that I've incorporated into a couple of my sessions even throughout the week, just purely down to the fact that I can connect very well with it, I can get nice and locked in, and it just feels exceptionally well on the triceps. Now, next up, we have got one of my all-time favourites here, a good old straight bar cable bicep curl. So what I like to personally do here myself is I like to spend at least 0.5 of a second or at least a second in the lengthen range at the bottom, just making sure that we can take a slight pause at the bottom, stretch out the biceps, and then up nice and high, contract once again, and spend a little bit of time in the shortened range at the top. So making sure that I can contract really hard, I can squeeze the biceps really hard, just to put this in simple terms. And what I find is a nice just inside shoulder width grip, as you'll see here. I'm not fully extended all the way out wide, but I'm not in super close. It is literally just inside the shoulder width mark, and I prefer this very well over any sort of attachment on a cable machine, just purely down to the fact of the connection with it that I've always achieved with a movement like this has been perfect. So I do like to actually program this into a lot of my clients' work, just purely down to the fact that nobody's really came back and said that they've not connected very well with an exercise like this. So I personally believe you can hit this from a heavy perspective and also a pretty moderate perspective, which means that you can either approach it with a top and back off approach, or you can even do a straight set but drop set and still connect very well with it. Now, finishing up here on the biceps, I believe anyway, I think we've actually got a dumbbell curl to go, but this is my all-time favourite bicep exercise and all-time favourite bicep curl machine. We've got the hammer strength preacher curl machine, in which is something that I just genuinely don't feel as if there's another machine that you can connect as well with this machine, just purely from the setup of it, getting your seat positioning right, making sure that you're nice and tight from under your arms to obviously the lengthened range of the move to the shortened range of the move, making sure that you can contract nice and hard. Once you get this perfect, it's like any other machine, making sure that you remember the setup of the machine, but once you get this perfect, there is literally no going back, and you are locked into the set from start to finish. And I even feel that sometimes raising my elbows just a little bit allows for that extra contraction and that extra bit of squeeze at the top of the move, obviously in the shortened range of it. Again, which is just because we're making sure that we're spending time both in the lengthened range and the shortened range, just to purely maximise the absolute most out of it. And here we are finishing on the last and final bicep move. So 4 for triceps, 4 for biceps. We've got your normal stand on alternating dumbbell bicep curl. Again, very basic move like you would have seen in pretty much this whole video. It's all just basic movements, but one of them movements that again I've pretty much incorporated into my sessions since the very start 8 years ago has been, of course, a good old dumbbell alternating bicep curl, which I like to either perform standing, because of course you can get a little bit of momentum by the end of your set, and I also like to implement it on a seat, so obviously on a bench variation, which again obviously does eliminate leg drive, but at the same time you can end up using a little bit of momentum near the very end to get them last and final few reps in. But that is all from me, that is all from this video. I hope you guys, of course, were able to take a little bit of value from it. This was my recent check-in at £205. Of course, I am out in the garden. I know the fence needs painted. I know the grass needs cut. But realistically, right now, the only focus on my mind is this prep, and that is literally it. But of course, guys, like I said, I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you were able to take something from it. And if you do like these sort of videos, then obviously let me know, comment down below, and we can take it much further than that. But I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody is good and having a successful start to the week so far. That is really all from me. I hope you did enjoy. If you did enjoy, then please do not forget to drop the video a like for me. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.